Want to make your Christmas movie night count? We all love the festive fun, but it's all supposed to point back to one thing: Jesus. We created a list of 9 incredible movies that beautifully capture the hope, faith, and redemption at the true heart of Christmas. Let's help your family rediscover the reason for the season. Ready?
The Star.
A small mill donkey named Bo dreams of a bigger life marching in the royal caravan. His desperate escape leads him to Mary, a kind young woman who is pregnant. As a brilliant new star hangs in the sky, a paranoid King Herod dispatches a silent, ruthless hunter to eliminate a prophesied new king. Bo, alongside his wisecracking dove friend Dave and a lost sheep named Ruth, must protect Mary and Joseph on their perilous journey to Bethlehem and discover a purpose far greater than they ever imagined. The film animates the nativity story from the animal's perspective, remaining faithful to the Gospels while carving out its own adventure. The film handles the scenes between Mary and Joseph with sweet reverence, and the soundtrack is a powerful collection of modern Christmas music. However, some viewers find the animal-centric plot a generic road trip, with humor that falls flat for adults, and a story that feels like a Bethlehem edition of Ice Age. While some praise its cleverness, others feel it sidelines the spirituality for slapstick. Though it's a family film, parents should know Herod's menacing hunter creates moments of peril that may frighten younger children. But the story's heart is powerful. As Mary notes, just because God has a plan doesn't mean it's not going to be hard. The film is a moving reminder that faith doesn't promise an easy path, but it gives us the courage to walk it with the friends God places alongside us.
The best Christmas pageant ever.
When the Herdmans, the worst kids in the history of the world, hijack the annual Christmas pageant for the free snacks, the town of Emmanuel braces for the worst. Lured by a lie about cake and candy, the cigar-smoking, fighting delinquents intimidate their way into the lead roles of Mary, Joseph, and the wise men. The pageant's reluctant new director, Grace, must somehow wrangle this chaotic force and compel a sleepy church to see the Christmas story for the first time through the eyes of its most troublesome sinners. The film's power comes from this collision of raw humanity and sacred tradition. The Herdmans, hearing the nativity story for the first time, are furious at King Herod and the innkeeper. Their unfiltered reactions strip away 2,000 years of sanitized familiarity and show that the story of Jesus' birth is urgent, messy, and real. Be warned, the Herdmans are authentically rough. They smoke, steal, fight, and misuse God's name, which a prim classmate dutifully notes. This behavior is central to the story and may give some parents pause. But it's this very messiness that serves the film's beautiful purpose. It challenges the comfortable, calls out the pharisaical, and reminds the audience that Jesus came for the outcast. The Herdmans force everyone to confront the truth that the gospel is for the broken, the disruptive, and the lost. It's a story of radical grace that shows how the truth of Christmas can break through even the toughest exteriors.
The Nativity Story.
A young woman from Nazareth, betrothed to a humble carpenter, finds her life turned upside down by an angelic visitor. The Nativity Story chronicles the arduous 100-mile trek Mary and Joseph made to Bethlehem, under the shadow of King Herod's paranoia and public scorn. The film strips away the familiar sheen of Christmas carols to present a raw human portrait of faith under pressure and focuses on the couple's fear, doubt, and the quiet trust that bound them together. The movie's strength is its grounded reality. With breathtaking cinematography and authentic sets, it humanizes its iconic subjects. Oscar Isaac delivers a compelling performance as a conflicted Joseph, while thoughtful details, like his anger at the temple merchants, foreshadow the man his son will become. While some critics found the film distant and slow-paced, others praised its reverence and biblical accuracy. It dares to show the grit behind the glory, even if it sometimes feels too sanitized. This is a story for the family, but it's best suited for ages 12 and up due to violence, mature themes, and difficult childbirth scenes. The film is a moving exploration of obedience and trust, and it reminds us that God often calls ordinary people to extraordinary tasks. It's a compelling look at the love story that started it all, God's love for mankind, born in a humble manger.
Journey to Bethlehem.
Imagine the Nativity story, but retold as a live-action musical from the creators of Glee and High School Musical. An arranged marriage and a divine pregnancy upend the world of a young, headstrong Mary who dreams of becoming a teacher. This familiar story is filled with modern pop songs, choreographed dance numbers, and a feisty heroine who wants to marry for love. The story follows Mary and her awkward but kind fiancé Joseph as they navigate their incredible circumstances while a delightfully hammy King Herod, played by Antonio Banderas, hunts them. This film is earnest, wholesome, and has a playful, self-aware tone that embraces its own silliness. It succeeds in humanizing its sacred figures, exploring the personal toll of their situation, and making their struggles relatable. Critics, however, are sharply divided. While certain viewers enjoy the fun and heart, others find the anachronistic pop culture approach irreverent. The movie deliberately avoids deep theological points and instead replaces the gospel message with themes of self-belief and following your heart. This choice leaves certain viewers feeling it lacks spiritual substance. The movie is family-friendly, though it contains the biblical story's inherent mature themes, like Herod's cruel orders. The film offers a lesson in faith. Mary and Joseph must surrender their personal dreams and learn to trust that God's plan is bigger than anything they could have imagined for themselves.
The Christmas Candle.
In the English village of Gladbury, a legend burns bright. Every 25 years, an angel blesses a single candle, granting a miracle on Christmas Eve. But in 1890, the dawn of the electric age brings Reverend David Richmond, a minister haunted by a tragedy that shattered his faith. He dismisses the legend as superstition, urging the townsfolk to create their own miracles through good deeds. When the miraculous candle vanishes, his modern ideas clash with ancient tradition, leaving the village's hope hanging in the balance. Though some critics find the narrative muddled, audiences often embrace its sincere warmth. The film features a strong cast, including Samantha Barks and the acting debut of singer Susan Boyle. Lovely period costumes and quaint scenery create an authentic, cozy atmosphere that leans into its sweetness and heart. It is a movie that confidently chooses to inspire faith over earning critical praise. The PG-rated film is a solid family choice, but parents should note some tense moments. It includes a fire, themes of illness and death, and the compassionate story of a young unwed mother. The Christmas Candle explores the powerful intersection of faith and work. It suggests praying for a miracle and working to be one are not opposing forces, but partners in God's plan, reminding us He can use our traditions and our helping hands to bring light into the world.
A Christmas Carol.
On Christmas Eve in a grim Victorian London, the greedy moneylender Ebenezer Scrooge is visited by the ghost of his dead partner, who warns him that 3 spirits will haunt him through the night. What follows is a terrifying journey through his past, present, and future, forcing him to confront the bitter man he has become before it's too late. Director Robert Zemeckis uses performance capture animation to create a visually exhilarating experience, twisting and stretching London's setting to reflect the macabre mood. Jim Carrey delivers a surprisingly morose and affecting performance as the stooped, bitter Scrooge, while Alan Silvestri's score weaves in sinister versions of traditional carols. While praised for its stunning visuals and faithfulness to the darker tones of Dickens's novel, many find the film too ghoulish and frightening for a typical Christmas movie. Its nightmarish imagery and horror film features make it a triumph for adults who appreciate a truly haunting ghost story. But it's not for the faint of heart. This movie would have scared the living ectoplasm out of many of us as children. Parents should know that while it is entertaining for adults, its creepy and terrifying moments may be too much for the kids. The story remains a powerful parable about redemption. It taps into our deep fear of the darkness inside us, reminding us that a life of bitterness leads to a lonely, unmourned end. It is a call to repent, to embrace kindness and generosity, and to truly embody the spirit of Christmas.
The ultimate gift.
Instead of an inheritance check, one man receives a life-altering challenge. That's the question facing Jason Stevens, a spoiled trust fund brat who expects a massive payout when his billionaire grandfather dies. Instead, he gets a video will and a series of bizarre tasks. To unlock the ultimate gift, he's stripped of his money, forced to build fences on a Texas ranch, and left homeless to discover the true meaning of friendship. The film's heart beats with a powerful message about generosity anchored by a magnificent performance from a young Abigail Breslin. She plays Emily, a wise beyond her years girl with cancer who becomes Jason's pint-sized spiritual teacher. Critics point to a paint-by-numbers script and a tone that struggles for consistency. The lead actor's change from self-serving playboy to compassionate philanthropist can feel less than convincing at times. So, is it for the whole family? It's rated PG, but parents should know there's a kidnapping scene in the jungle, frequent social drinking, and mature themes of death and loss. It's a story best suited for viewers 12 and up. The movie powerfully illustrates that true wealth is discovered when we give it away. Jason learns that every challenge is a parable where God speaks to us, and the art of life is to get the message. It's a story about learning that the greatest gifts are the ones that change our hearts.
Christmas oranges.
Left on the steps of Greenwood's orphanage as a baby, Rose finds the only family she's ever known under the care of the loving Mrs. Hartley. But when tragedy strikes, her warm world is shattered. Rose is shipped to Iron Gates, a place as cold and cruel as its name suggests, run by the bitter headmaster, Mr. Crampton. There, a single simple orange, a Christmas gift from Mr. Crampton's generous brother, becomes a symbol of hope. As Rose eagerly awaits the holiday, her joy is threatened by Mr. Crampton's harsh rules, and she faces a Christmas morning that will require a special intervention. Christmas Oranges is a heartwarming and poignant tale that has quickly become a holiday favorite. With solid performances from its cast, including Bailey Johnson as the sweet-spirited Rose, the film shines with a strong Christian worldview. It beautifully explores themes of charity, sacrifice, and forgiveness. Critics note minor flaws, like dialogue that feels too modern for the period and a late plot twist. Rose's character, while charming, could have used more transformation because her occasional rebelliousness feels out of place. The film is Dove approved for all ages and makes for excellent family viewing, though the story's pacing may be better suited for older children and adults. Parents should be aware that the plot involves the death of a beloved character from influenza and the initial abandonment of a baby. Christmas Oranges offers a powerful lesson in grace. It shows how a gentle spirit can melt a hardened heart and reveals that selfless love is the true meaning of Christmas.
For quite some time.
Black Nativity.
Christmas is coming, but for 15-year-old Langston, it brings an eviction notice. Shipped from Baltimore to Harlem, he moves in with his estranged grandparents, a reverend and his wife, whom he's never even met. Lost in a world of wealth and poverty, Langston finds himself facing a choice, tempted by the streets as he searches for the truth that shattered his family. Based on Langston Hughes' classic gospel play, Black Nativity is a bold, proudly evangelical musical. It's powered by a phenomenal cast, including Forrest Whitaker, Angela Bassett, and Jennifer Hudson. The music is a mix of gospel and R&B, with soul-stirring numbers that celebrate faith. Still, critics were divided. While some praised its earnest purpose of uplift, others found the plot predictable and the storytelling a bit clumsy, and one critic called it as shiny and hollow as a Christmas ornament. Parents should know this film is rated PG-13. It explores mature themes like poverty, crime, and family trauma, along with some mild language and a scene where a gun is shown. The film delivers a powerful message of rebirth. It demonstrates that in a cold world, forgiveness is the key to redemption. It shows how God's grace can bring a family home and reminds us that an intact, healed family is the ultimate Christmas gift. And that's our look at 9 powerful Christmas films, from The Star to Black Nativity. If this review blessed you, subscribe for more faith-filled content. Which movie is your family's favorite Christmas tradition? Let us know in the comments. But wait, don't stop here. Check out this video. We are pretty sure you will love it.